more progress on this, and then work on the bike ready for Sepang.
You told us yesterday that they had to try a few parts that I think both Casey and Michele said that they didn't like, and you wanted to make sure that the guys had the same feeling. Have you now, should we say, done that side of testing? Can you now focus more on the positive parts that you know are going to work?
Yeah, obviously it's not exactly what Casey and Piero were testing here a month ago. The engineers made some further steps, but I think it's basically to try to understand if this direction is a direction which gives more advantages in the turning mainly, which, as you know, is our current concern. And then finally we have time after Jerez test to finalize the bike with all the feedback we receive from here and also from that test.
Finally, Paolo, you guys are known as the pioneers of the aerodynamic side of things. We know obviously you've got the aero package with Jorge, but are we going to see any kind of different designs today being tried?
Not today, but obviously we saw some creative ways of interpreting the winglets yesterday, which looks like they come back. So we'll see what next year will bring into this respect.
Okay, Paolo, thank you very much. Good luck today.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks to Paolo Giabatti. I'm sure he was pretty happy with some of his satellite riders yesterday. Tito Rabat on pit wall didn't do a bad job at all. The Avintia Racing rider and Jack Miller in particular impressed as he moved on and had a go on that 2017 bike. So yeah, we were just talking about Johann Zarco. We're looking forward to seeing him out on circuit again. A rider that is gaining more fans by the hour, it seems, in MotoGP. Elsewhere, we heard from Alex Rins a moment ago. They're looking to go out at 11 o'clock. They are well behind, Matt, aren't they, Suzuki? Because when you think they've got 2018 engine that they want to try, ideally they wanted to have back-to-back comparisons, go out yesterday and then tinker with a few things today. So that is a bit of a problem for them.
Yeah, you don't want to be missing 2 days of testing, Steve. It's crucial, this 2-day test here in Valencia, to get some information to give back to the engineers to develop the bike over the winter. Yeah, this man Tito Rabat, to be fair to him, did have a really good start to his Reale Avintia Ducati career yesterday. 13th place was Rabat, ahead of the likes of Danilo Petrucci and Carol Abraham, of course, who've got a lot of experience on Ducati machinery already. Straight away, again, a little bit like Jack Miller, really. The one thing that he was most impressed about was Ducati's engine performance. We do know that the Ducati, it has got the most powerful engine in MotoGP, but it's also got a very rider-friendly and manageable power delivery as well. The power characteristics of that Ducati don't make it the animal and beast that the Honda can do sometimes. And what impressed Tito Rabat the most yesterday about Ducati was its smooth power delivery.
Yeah, and he was only a couple of tenths off the fastest Avintia time set all weekend. Danilo Petrucci here, just signing some shirts.
Yeah, he's got to find some answers, Steve. He really has got to find some answers to what's gone on recently in the dry. Good to see him still smiling. There's Fonzi Nieto, the new Octo Pramac Ducati rider coach on the right-hand side, just out of your picture. I wonder if he can find some solutions for Danilo Petrucci, because it's really, really perplexing and hard to understand why his form in the dry has pretty much dropped off a cliff. I don't think that's any exaggeration when you look at where he was in Aragon, 20th, 21st in Philippine. They are scratching around France. There are no real big obvious signs of improvement.
Yourself off the bike with track temperatures so low, but we're hoping to get something out. Quick chat on Johann Zarco. How can we not talk about the Frenchman who just seems to get better and better every time we see him? He went out yesterday, Matt, on a 2017 bike. The bike that Maverick and Valentino just have not got on with, and put in his fastest time of the weekend and said he really, really liked it. We had a fascinating conversation here in the commentary box yesterday with Hervé Poncharal as well. Zarco just continues to impress everybody. And I was saying yesterday that it's remarkable, really, that just over a year ago, as a 26-year-old Moto2 rider, he was seemingly unwanted. He was deemed as being too old. He wasn't the number one pick to come into MotoGP, allegedly going to Suzuki at one point. They decided to go for Alex Rins instead, and yet here we are today. He seems to be quite a key figure in terms of feedback and development for Yamaha.
Hervé Poncharal might not admit it, Steve, but he was not first pick for the Tech 3 Yamaha team for this year. Their ideal scenario, I think, was probably to have Jonas Folger, who they kept a close eye on for a long time, and they were also very, very keen to get their hands on Alex Rins. The problem was Alex Rins made it crystal clear right from the start that he was only ever really going to entertain a move to MotoGP in a factory team, and he got that deal with Suzuki. It worked out brilliant for Hervé Poncharal, because what that meant was Suzuki had expressed big interest in Zarco, cut him loose. Zarco was back on the open market, and he went to the Tech 3 Yamaha team, and we know who was the big winner in that situation. Dylan.
Yeah, guys, I'm just, as you see, we don't have much activity in pit lanes. I've just come round the back to the paddock, and I've run into Paolo Ciabatti from Ducati. Paolo, I think an interesting day for you guys. Yesterday, you were talking about testing the forks, mixed feedback. What's the plan for Dovi and Jorge today?
No, to keep doing some comparison tests. Obviously, as you know, we brought here some ideas, mainly on the chassis side, for the GP 2019 bike, and we're gonna see, you know, keep trying this. Maybe a little bit more time to test the new forks from Öhlins, and that's it. Because, as you know, we are just in the process of finalizing some decisions for the bike of next year, and we have also next week in Jerez to do some.
For your fans, but I'm sure you now want to get out on track. Tell us, how was yesterday? What were you still missing on track?
Sincerely, we had some problems since Friday here, so we were trying to solve our problem, but we changed a lot the setup. And yesterday we only did some tests for Ducati with new components, and today maybe we can say.
I mean, which areas, Danilo, are you struggling in?
Struggling with the rear end of the bike, entry in the corner. I always don't have support from the rear, and it's quite difficult to close the corner. So it's a lack of confidence, I think. But anyway, we will try today. And then this is my old bike, so in Sepang I have a new.